Battle through the heavens, Grand World. Chapter 266 Sharp Moves. With a wave of the giant ruler, lightning erupted from the surface of the ruler. It was as if thunder dragons were roaring all over the sky, shaking the heavens and earth. 8 bolts of lightning erupted from the surface of the ruler, rushing into the ground and shooting into the sky once again. Dense lightning quickly rushed over, gathering together in an unstoppable manner. Like a lightning dragon, it struck towards Li Yin. The main ingredient used to forge the blue flame ruler was the gray flame iron. Its value was comparable to a saint-grade monarch skill, and its memory function was extremely rare. The power of the monarch skill that was displayed in this manner was not any weaker than a true monarch skill. The remaining origin monarch key in his body roared wildly. Xiao Yan gritted his teeth and poured all of them into the blue flame ruler. The light on the blue flame ruler scattered, and the power that spread out made Yuan Tianmu and Shen Tu, who were not far away, tremble with the high-grade spirit weapons in their hands. Heavenly weapon. Shen Tu's expression suddenly changed when he sensed this unusual pressure. His eyes were filled with endless greed as he looked at the blue flame ruler in Xiao Yan's hand. Yuan Tianmu was also shaken by this might. He looked at Xiao Yan thoughtfully. After which, he looked at Shen Tu and let out a cold cry. The dragon scale in his hand opened and closed. The large purple dragon, which had been in a stalemate with Shen Tu, roared towards the sky. In an instant, it broke through the obstruction of the large golden python and surged towards Shen Tu. Purple ki lingered around it, causing the space to tremble. The moment the giant purple dragon broke through, Yuan Tianmu's face turned extremely pale. His body, which was trembling because of the blood essence, became extremely weak. Kai. Buzz. Golden lightning rushed towards Li Yin, and the giant purple dragon rushed towards Shen Tu. 2 powerful monarch skills seemed to be able to pierce through the space, and both of them were emitting an awe-inspiring aura. After this aura was an even more oppressive heavenly weapon, causing the golden spear in Shen Tu's hand to tremble slightly. Being locked by the lightning, Li Yin's eyes almost popped out. Although he wanted to get rid of it with all his might, the might of the heavenly weapon was like a huge mountain, completely suppressing it. The spiritual light on the short sword in his hand disappeared without a trace. Facing the might of the heavenly weapon, the spirit weapon could only tremble slightly. The lightning passed through space and seemed to have crossed a long distance in an instant. It violently smashed onto Li Yin's body, completely submerging the latter's body with the golden lightning. Xiao Yan held the blue flame ruler in his hand and took a deep breath. With a breath, the fire wings on his back had finally exhausted the origin monarch key and disappeared. Xiao Yan trembled as he landed on the ground. The moment he landed, an endless pain was transmitted from his entire body. The weakness in his body directly struck his mind, causing him to nearly faint. This time, he had used all of his strength to unleash the full power of the heavenly weapon. The moment Xiao Yan landed on the ground, Yuan Tianmu's giant purple dragon roared and arrived in front of Shen Tu. The latter's expression was extremely cold. Under the influence of the heavenly weapon, the golden spear could not even unleash half of its full power. Because of this, the giant golden python was easily devoured by the giant purple dragon. It carried an endless amount of power as it rushed towards Shen Tu. Ha! Shen Tu's eyes were scarlet red. He instantly put away the golden spear. He suddenly waved both of his palms, bringing along surging origin monarch ki as he faced the giant purple dragon. With his strength that far exceeded that of an emperor, it was likely that he would have no problem blocking Yuan Tianmu's attack. Yuan Tianmu's face was pale. He did not even have the strength to stand as he sent out his attack. He supported his dragon scale head and managed to stand steadily. When he saw Shen Tu's action, his expression could not help but freeze. Without any hesitation, he suddenly extended his hand and a green paper talisman appeared in it. He looked at the paper talisman with a pained expression. Yuan Tianmu clenched his teeth and ruthlessly shot the paper talisman into the huge purple dragon. Bang! Bang! 2 consecutive world-shaking explosions sounded. Xiao Yan lifted his eyes and looked over. A bottomless pit had already appeared where Li Yin was standing. Li Yin was lying on the edge of the huge pit, covered in injuries, and his aura was extremely weak. He's not dead yet. Xiao Yan smiled helplessly when he saw this. Sure enough, this fellow was not easy to deal with. Even after unleashing the full power of the heavenly weapon, it still didn't kill him. Cough. Li Yin was breathing rapidly. With great difficulty, he coughed out a mouthful of blood. He felt powerless all over his body. The pain in his body was like an electric current that kept flowing into his mind, almost driving him crazy. How is this possible? A heavenly weapon. Li Yin opened his mouth wide. He wanted to do something, but he didn't have the strength to do so. In order to avoid the fatal injury, the origin monarch key in his body had completely dried up. For so many years, this fellow was the first person to injure him so severely. Second head. Kill them. Li Yin struggled to raise his head to look at Shen Tu, who was fighting with Yuan Tianmu. His eyes were filled with hope. Buzz. A palm struck down. Shen Tu's facial expression changed slightly. This fellow's ultimate move was indeed extraordinary. Even he seemed to feel a little powerless in an instant. Shen Tu's expression was ferocious as he furiously shouted. The surging origin monarch key in his body flowed out one after another, transforming into a huge golden palm that was dozens of feet in size. It smashed apart the huge purple dragon with ease. Hey, there's no more moves. The origin monarch key within his body was almost completely used up. Shen Tu looked at the huge purple dragon in front of him and slowly said as he slowly scattered. He couldn't help but frown. Yuan Tianmu. Also, that brat didn't have any strength left. What happened next was much easier. Yuan Tianmu's bounty and that young man's divine weapon. They would all belong to him. As for that Li Yin, as long as he had all of these, it would be a piece of cake for him to become the sect master in the future. Swoosh. Before the smile on his face could fade away, a green paper talisman shot over like a bolt of lightning and entered Shen Tu's eyes. Mysterious patterns were engraved on the green paper talisman. At this moment, these patterns seemed to be burning as they drew a profound picture on the paper. This is. Shen Tu frowned when he saw the green paper talisman. Immediately, his expression changed wildly. The death aura that was emitted from it caused him to feel an endless amount of fear. Explode. Yuan Tianmu's expression was icy cold as he faintly spat out a word. In the next moment, the green paper talisman emitted a brilliant glow. It did not wait for Shen Tu to counterattack before it exploded with a loud bang. It was just like a sudden clap of thunder on the ground. Dust filled the sky and even the ground seemed to tremble and split apart. Xiao Yan's legs could not stand stably and he nearly fell to the ground. He looked at the smoke that was spreading not far away and could not help but be stunned. This attack was even more powerful than the 8-directional thunder ruler that he had unleashed with all his strength. Kill them and leave this place immediately. Their rescue team is coming soon. We can't deal with those people in our current situation. Yuan Tianmu looked at Xiao Yan with a complicated expression and sighed. However, there was a trace of regret in his heart. The green paper talisman was used so quickly. It was a pity that Shen Tu's head could be used to exchange for one paper talisman. When Xiao Yan heard this, he glanced at Yuan Tianmu and couldn't help but laugh. Without saying anything, he flicked his finger and threw a medicine pill at the latter. After that, he walked towards Li Yin. He had already harvested this guy's head. Yuan Tianmu frowned when he caught the medicine pill that Xiao Yan threw over. He swallowed it in the end. When the medicine pill entered his stomach, Yuan Tianmu felt that origin monarch key began to form within his body. Some of the wounds on his body also began to slowly heal. Yuan Tianmu was silent. He looked at the place where the explosion had occurred. Shen Tu's body fell down powerlessly. He no longer had any aura. Xiao Yan, after we arrive at the Yunluo Academy, I will propose to the elders to allow you to enter the realm in Valley. With your strength, you should be qualified to enter the realm in Valley. After removing Shen Tu's head, Yuan Tianmu looked at Xiao Yan, who was not far away, and said in a flat tone. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.